the cabin shook violently. Lights flickered. The captain's voice had gone silent. Panic rippled through the rows like a storm, but in row 9, she didn't scream, she stood. A woman must have been ignored, dismissed as just another passenger. She moved toward the cockpit with purpose, met by doubt, by resistance. No one knew her past, her training, her call sign that once saved lives overseas. But they were about to find out too late, or just in time. This is the story of a warning they almost didn't hear. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Drop your city below. Row 9 wasn't special to most people, but to Lieutenant Ava Brooks. It was a Habiton aisle seat near the wing where she could stretch her once broken leg. After retiring from the Air Force, Ava lived quietly, trading adrenaline for lectures as a black female aviation professor. She was used to being overlooked by students, peers, even strangers boarding planes who assumed she was a flight attendant, not a decorated pilot. On that late September morning, Ava boarded Flight 227, just like any other passenger. No uniform, no medals, just jeans, a turtleneck, and the calm of someone who'd navigated war zones. As she settled into her seat, the man across the aisle glanced at her, then looked away, unimpressed. She didn't care. But 30 minutes into the flight, as turbulence began to rattle the cabin on, the cockpit went silent. Ava's quiet presence would become the only thing standing between order and chaos. The first jolt was subtle, a tremor most passengers brushed off, but Ava knew better. That wasn't turbulence. It was a directional shift too sharp for autopilot. She leaned forward, scanning the expressions of the crew. Something was wrong. A flight attendant rushed down the aisle, pale and trembling. Just some weather, she muttered, eyes darting toward the cockpit. Ava's instincts screamed otherwise. When the plane dipped hard to the left, oxygen masks didn't drop, but a cry of panic rose from the cabin. Ava unbuckled, made her way toward the front, but a tall man in business class stood, blocking her path. Sit down, he snapped. We don't need panic. She calmly explained she was a pilot, military trained, but he scoffed. Lady, just stay in your seat. Let the real professionals handle it. Behind her, murmurs grew louder. A few passengers rolled their eyes, others whispered judgments. Ava was used to the condescension, the assumptions. But when a flight attendant stumbled from the cockpit, whispering frantically to her colleague, Ava caught one phrase: the co-pilot's out cold, and the captain isn't responding. That's when her heart stopped. She moved again, faster this time, but was physically blocked by two passengers convinced she was overreacting. The pilot needed help. But no one trusted the quiet black woman in row 9, until a child screamed near the front. Then the cabin lights flickered and the plane began to tilt into a slow, spiraling descent. Ava shoved past the resistance. Her voice was steady, but her pulse pounded as she reached the cockpit. The door was ajar inside. The co-pilot slumped, unconscious. The captain slouched over the controls, barely breathing. Warning alarms blared, altitude dropping. Ava grabbed the headset, issued a call sign, and began manual correction, her fingers moving on instinct. Behind her, a flight attendant hesitated. Are you really a pilot? Ava didn't answer. She flew. For 11 full minutes, she battled winds here, faulty navigation, and a disoriented tower operator who questioned her identity twice. Ma'am, confirm your clearance. Who trained you? She stared ahead. Afghanistan. Twice. Call sign Viper. The tower fell silent. But the fuel light blinked red. The runway was still miles away, and no one yet believed the woman from row 9 could land them all. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Ava landed Flight 227 with less than a minute of fuel left. Emergency crews swarmed the runway. Only then did the passengers truly see her come steady, the reason they were alive. The same people who doubted her now clapped with trembling hands and tear-streaked faces. But Ava didn't need their applause. She needed them to remember. Because this wasn't just a flight, it was a mirror. A reflection of how easily we dismiss brilliance when it doesn't look like we expect. Of how many black women carry the world quietly, unseen, until crisis forces their worth into view. Ava returned to teaching. But her story became legend not for the landing, but for what it revealed. How many heroes are ignored every day, just because of how they look. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.